is Charlie Detler, clearing Stepney Green, POB. Good evening and welcome to Gamesmaster. Now, a lot of viewers were concerned after last week's girly special because technically I was wearing a dress. People thought this may have heralded a new direction in the show, and we had comments like appalled, betrayed and nice bumbo, Dominic. Rest assured though, this week we're back and we're harder than ever. Take cover! That's why, a special guest on today's show, we have former founder member of the A-Team SAS Colonel turned soap star Deepak Verma, and we begin today with an event called Short Samsung.
My first event is on a game that's attracted an unparalleled following amongst new and die-hard game fans, Street Fighter. Today, I've invited 4 players to discover who really is the master of this most demanding game. Each will play a round against the computer as Ken. The one who takes longest to dispense with the computer opponent will be eliminated. The remaining players will fight again until one player has proved they are the most devastating fighter. How are you, Ken?
Now, our 4 contestants for this challenge technically have surnames, but legal restrictions prevent me from revealing them for the purposes of this challenge. They are simply Gary, Metro, Ian and John. Okay, now, we'll start with you, Gary. You work in a restaurant?
Yes.
If you were a main course, what would it be and why?
It would be a hamburger and fries.
Why is that?
Because it will always be a classic meal.
Ah, good. Like that one. Metro? I'm presuming that's not what you were christened.
No, it's not.
What is your real name?
Metro.
All right, it's one of those. Okay, so why Metro?
I was small and nippy when I was younger.
Fine. Ian?
Yep.
Now, your nickname is Mr. Z.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, because I use Zangief from a local arcade and I've got a reputation for using just him and quite lethal with that character.
Right, Mr. Z. So it's Mr. Z based on...
Zangief.
On Zangief you
Yeah.
play. If it was based on your clothes, it could be Mr. C&A.
You can talk, like, you know what I'm saying?
I didn't actually understand one word he said there. It's some kind of youth culture thing there. I don't really know. And finally, John, you're studying A-levels just now?
Yeah.
And what are you studying?
Art, media and business.
And what are you going to do after that?
Go to university,
And
probably.
what are you going to study at university?
Graphic design.
And what are you going to do after that?
I haven't got a clue.
And were the good old days really that good?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Cool. Right, well, while we get to the bottom of that tricky, nostalgic question, we'll take a look at today's news. Sega's most successful video game character will finally make an appearance on the Saturn when Sonic Blast is released in March. The game, written by the Japanese Sonic team, is basically a revamped version of the Mega Drive title Sonic 3D, released last month, which featured the spiky one collecting lost little critters known as Flickies. All Sonic's old paths are in the Saturn game, as well as a 3D section ripped straight from Sonic 2. That'll be what they call progress. Do you have any old games for this machine? Or this one? Or in fact, any old console? The good chaps at BFI, the institute that stores Britain's old films and TV shows, have embarked on a quest to create a library of the most important video games since time began, in the hope that future generations will be able to laugh at them and wonder what a bunch of gits we were to place such pish. If your cupboard contains games you think are significant in some way, and you're feeling generous enough to donate them to posterity, then the BFI in London would love a little chat. Don't bother with Manic Miner though, because they've already got that one.
Intruder alert.
No, it's not First Contact. This is in fact Borg, the 2-hour interactive movie released for the PC next March. Filmed on the real Star Trek sets and starring Q from the Next Generation cast, Borg should have Star Trek fans quite literally filling their pants as they mess about trying desperately to save the ship from destruction by the naughty old Borg. Kill me. Okay, standing almost uncomfortably close to me for this one is Derek Lynch from Namco Wonder Parts. Now, Derek, you are about the only co-commentator who can compete with me on the fashion stakes. I've always wanted to talk about your cufflinks before. Could you hold them up? I mean, because these are remarkable. I've got a very conservative little gold pair, but Derek's are like from the Tales of the Arabian Nights. Wicked. Okay, so we're trying to find the fastest fighter. We're using Street Fighter Alpha 2 for this. We're going to begin with all 4 competitors. They're going to play as the same character, Ken, against the same computer opponent, Sodom. And whoever beats him up in the slowest time will be knocked out. We'll then take the remaining 3 onto a further round and so on until we are left with 1 in an almost Highlander type situation. So Ian is up first. Best of luck. Start your challenge. Okay, if you want to look at Sodom's energy bar in the top right-hand corner, we want to see that going down then. We want to see we've got the clock in the middle of the screen, and at the bottom left of the screen is that combo bar. When that gets up through, it can put up the fast ones, although it's nearly done already. 84 seconds left. That means there are only 15 seconds and not even any time to bring it Derek. Ian taunts the first one. Let's move on to John. Okay, John, best of luck. Off you go. Okay, again, he's playing his Ken on the left-hand side. Derek, tell us what she's doing here.
Using an old classic combo there. Low kick, fireball, low kick, fireball. You see the stars going on there?
He's stunned out his head. He's done. No, that was your super combo shadow move there, Derek.
Excellent. And he's spinning off. He's going back.
He's slower. He's slower, though. He's slower than Ian. He wants to, he's quite a pistol. He's down to 71 seconds, actually, here. He's going to have to finish him up quickly. That's it, KO, 68 seconds. So John taking over twice as long as Ian. He finishes in 31 seconds. John, please make way for Metro. Basically, Metro knows if he can beat 31 seconds, he's safely through to the next round. Best of luck, Metro. Off you go. Okay, and he's coming in with a high kick, followed by a low kick, and a double kick, and a normal kick, and a fireball, and a punch. There, a great start from Metro here.
Right, he's right in there, building up his power level gauge. Low kicks and using classic combos there. Oh, nice dragon.
He's playing them here. He's not as fast as Ian, though. 31, he's waiting to get quicker than 31 here. He's coming in, that's it, KO, 76 seconds. That means Metro does it in 23 seconds. And Metro, please make way for Gary. Basically, if Gary can beat Sodom with more than 68 seconds left on the clock, he goes through. If he doesn't, he goes home. It's that simple. Best of luck, Gary. Off you go. Okay, we can see the timer, middle of the screen there, ticking down. Once it gets to 68, it's goodbye, Gary. But he's made a good start, though, Derek.
Yes, very good. He's using his classic combos there. Oh, some
wonderful.
nice dragons there.
Oh, Sodom's energy down very low already. This is some kind of shadow midfield. A 6th combo, he finishes 81 seconds left. That's the second fastest time in the first round. Gary's doing it in 18 seconds. That means John goes out at this point with 31 seconds. John? Bye-bye. Okay, right, well, we're ready for round 2 then. Let's take a look at the fastest bout of that round. That was from Ian in 15 seconds. Let's see exactly why he was so fast. Okay, Derek, tell us what he's doing.
Well, he's coming in with fly kick combos for 2 reasons. One, to keep the opponent stunned. And secondly, to build up his power level gauge.
Already the energy is really low here, Derek. It's just a matter of seconds now.
And his hurricane combo finish and the dragon, so fast.
Okay, 15 seconds then. What lessons will the other 2 learn from that first round? We're going to find out now. They're going to stay with the same character, Ken, but this time to be against a different opponent. Once again, the player with the slowest time at the end of this round will go away. Ian is up first again. Ian, best of luck. Off you go. So if we go for Ian's one on round 2, Ian setting the pace in the first round with 15 seconds. Can he beat it this time, Derek? He's had a great start again.
Fantastic. He's staying close to his opponent.
He's stunned him again, like in the first round. This is brilliant. And then we go for the shadow one again. That's it. 82 seconds left on the clock. Ian, once again, a stunning round for him. Please make way for Metro. Best of luck. Off you go. Okay, personally, I'm expecting a bit more from Metro this time. He is a former Nintendo games playing champion. He started well, though, Derek. He's dazed him already.
That's right, he's dazed him.
We're looking for 82 on the clock. That was the time that Ian had left. He's doing well. Aggressive finishing move, but just 1 second slower than Ian there. Metro finishes on 81 and 18-second bow. Metro make way for Gary. So Metro being a bit flash there and finishing with a custom combo. That's why all the kind of screen went blue and everything like that. It wasn't a power cut or anything. Best of luck, Gary. Off you go. Okay, so basically if we see 80 on the clock at the top of the screen, it's all over for Gary. How's he doing, Derek?
Well, he was a bit hesitant at first. Got a lot of work to
He's
catch
lost
up.
a bit of time. He's really only got 4 seconds left to finish his Reynolds energy bar still up. He's not going to do it. We're in his 78. Stop now, Gary. Spare yourself the embarrassment. Metro and Ian are going to the final. Gary, get your bus. Gary, I'm not joking. Go. It's over, Gary. You got 61 seconds. Off, Gary, before I have to kick you in. Thank you, Gary. Off you go. Okay, then we go on to the final one. We're going to stay on Ken again and move on to different characters. Ian against Metro. Ian is probably the favourite. He's won the previous 2 rounds, and on average, he is 4 seconds quicker than Metro. He's going to start off. Once again, they're both playing Ken. Best of luck, Ian. Off you go. Okay, so off he goes again, playing Ken, this time against Chun-Li. Now, now that's going to be slow. Chun-Li got the first hit on him here.
That's right. Chun-Li did a kickflip over him, you see.
And if we look at the energy bars there, Chun-Li's is not even halfway down yet. And if he's only got 80 seconds left. They're very slow on there. Ian's losing it in the final. He's coming back there, and that was a good shot move there, Derek.
He's struggling, but he's like...
Oh, Chun-Li's coming back now. It's all there. He's got the pieces. Chun-Li's getting the shadow move on him. And now he's coming back there. The energy's slow, but it's a very slow time. Here we go. He's just about knocked it out, but he still can't finish it off. That's it. So Ian finishes with 53 seconds left on the clock. A 46-second bout this time. Ian, please make way for Metro. Derek, what went wrong there?
Well, Ian's timing and rhythm was completely messed up when Chun-Li did a flip over his head, avoiding the dragon punch, and that was it.
And that was it.
Completely
It's so split second, it can take a little thing like that and the whole thing falls apart, Derek.
Rhythm broken.
We would imagine this isn't going to be too tough for Metro because it does it in roughly the same time as the previous bouts. He has got to have more than 53 seconds left on the clock. Best of luck, Metro. Off you go. Okay, so the pressure's off for Metro. Is he going to play a different game, or will we still see him trying to do it as quick as possible?
Well, he's doing that same tactic. He's keeping Chun-Li in the corner, keeping the pressure up.
That's great. It's brilliant. Our energy bar's down really low already. 82 seconds left. He's got plenty of time left. This looks like being a formality for the man with no real name. And he does it, yes, with 75 seconds left on the clock. Metro takes the challenge. Congratulations, Metro. Well done, mate. Bad luck, Ian. Now, Ian, I'll start with you. You set a blinding pace. 15 seconds, your first bout, 17 seconds. You were the favourite, and then it all went wrong. What happened?
Well, I just lost my momentum, as, what's his name over there said just now?
Derek, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. And I just lost my momentum. Chun-Li just jumped over my head, gave me a few kicks, and I just lost my cool.
Okay, now, Metro, you do have a slight advantage in that you do work in games design, so you play a lot of games, but then you do have a name like Metro, which I would imagine would hinder you. What do you attribute your success to today? You didn't make the best of starts, but you came through in the end.
Consistency.
That's the name of the game.
Yep.
And you opted for a sports casual kind of dress, a lighter, more fluid dress. Did that help?
Oh, yeah, it gives you more leverage.
Because personally, when I play Spyro, I just tend to play it in a pant.
At home, obviously.
At home, down in the arcades, I go silly. Anything you want, Metro.
Right.
Okay, well, we still haven't established what his real name is, but the man known as Metro walks up today with the Go to Gamesmaster joystick. We're going to take a short break here in the second half. Our special guest is Deepak Verma, Sanjay from EastEnders. Of course, they don't have adverts on BBC One, so I'm going to sit down next to Deepak and guide him gently but firmly through this commercial break. Welcome back to Gamesmaster. You may be wondering what this stance is. This is me using every inch of my willpower to stop myself from rushing out and buying all those products advertised in the break. Because contractually, I have now to introduce tonight's Celebrity Challenge.
My second game tonight is also a sequel. It is the ferocious Destruction Derby 2 on the PlayStation. My contestant challenge will be perfectly simple. Survive for 2 minutes and a total destruction derby. The lights on the indicator in the bottom right of the screen show how damaged each area of the car is. If a light is black, one more hit there will spell disaster. Good luck and start your engines.
So please welcome straight from London's picturesque East End, Mr. Deepak Verma. Welcome to the show, Deepak.
All right.
Now, when you're out and about in the street and everything, what do people come up and say to you?
Well, they're not very original, actually.
No, what
they
do
just,
they
they just
talk
ask
about?
how the wife is, basically.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did they ever give you any betting tips?
Yeah, it just gets a bit tiring, because
Yeah.
it's like, you know, 24 hours a day, that's all you get.
Uh-huh.
So I just say, give me a break. You know?
Yeah. So how is the wife?
Oh, not you as well.
Now, Sanjay constantly gets a hard time. It's either one thing or another which is
Yeah.
beating his brow. In a perfect world, what would you like to see happen to Sanjay in EastEnders?
What would I like? Well, right, he's at the stall, and he looks to his right, and he sees 6 blonde women with hair up to there. I mean, that, and then we take it from there.
Hair down to there. Hair up to there. Might mean it kind of starts down there and goes
Yeah, I
up.
suppose so, yeah.
OK, well, if you'd like to go and prop up yourself in the games
Right.
playing chair then, stroke barrel Deepak, and
Okay.
I'll go up to the commentary box.
Yeah.
And whoops, Vicar, if it isn't Rick Henderson beside me in the commentary box. Rick, if you could be any character in EastEnders, who would it be and why?
Well, it'd have to be Bianca, because after the other week I've got kind of a taste for short women's clothing.
Right, OK, we don't need to go any more into that. Rick, have you got any tips then for Deepak?
Yep, certainly. He's in a very slow motor, so he's going to have to just keep away from the other cars. Also, don't run into the other cars with the front of the car, because you will knacker that engine.
OK, thank you very much, Rick. So, Deepak has to survive 2 minutes in the demolition bowl without getting smacked to smithereens. Best of luck, Deepak. Your time begins now. So, of course, Deepak in the white car. They're all going in the middle for an almighty set. Deepak grabs some air. Damage-wise, in the bottom right-hand corner, you can see some green lights on a rendition of Deepak's car. They will go yellow, then red, then black. The more damage he gets when they're black, if he gets hit in that place, it's all over. He's been going for 17 seconds, and they look all great to me, Rick.
Yeah, they're looking fine, but he's got to avoid getting caught.
Oh, he grabs some more of that and hit from the front. Now, another car's on his back now, though, so he's not doing as bad as some of the other drivers, Rick.
He's not doing as bad, and there's a big crane that will take some of the other drivers away, because he must avoid crashing into disused cars.
OK, in the top right-hand corner, you can see the number 14. That's how many cars are remaining in the race. It's down to 13 now.
He's actually doing surprisingly well. The cars seem to be going for each other. He's keeping very much out of the way.
OK, then 58 seconds gone then. He's survived half the time of the challenge. There's only 8 cars left. Presumably it's going to get easier now for him, Rick.
It's going to get easier, but they're going to focus entirely on him as soon as the last cars have gone.
OK, then I've got rid of a few other ones. They'll be looking around saying, where's that Deepak Verma bloke? Where's he off to?
The front of his car now is a bit damaged. He wants to start reversing, so that at least they'll crash into the back of him.
OK, there's only 5 cars remaining. He's been going for 1 minute 22 seconds, so this is remarkably good here. 4 cars remaining. We can see a little bit of damage the front left-hand side. Apart from that, the car is OK. It's just a case of staying out of trouble now, Rick. He's got 28 seconds
Oh, he's
to do
been
it.
put over. He's been put over on his roof. That's caused him a lot of damage on the sides.
Yep, he's going to have to watch that, but he's only going to survive for 20 more seconds, Rick. What would you do in his position?
Well, the front's gone red. He must...
Oh, no! The front's red. He's on his back. Is the crane going to come in here, Rick? No, it's not. He magically managed to flip over there.
He's going to have to start reversing, because if he crashes into anything on the front, he's going to die.
He's only got 5 more seconds left to do it. He's reversing. He should take it safe, but then it's been spun again, but I think it's going to be all right. That's the 2 minutes up. Deepak's car bloodied, butt unbound, and technically still working. He completes the challenge. Well done, Deepak. Nice one, mate. What were some of the tactics you were using there, then?
Well, to be quite honest, it was a complete fluke. I was just avoiding the cars, that was all.
Rick and I were trying to work them out. We couldn't quite see them that.
To start off with, headed for it. I went for it, and then I just kind of slowed down a bit.
And it's just hung around the edges.
Yeah.
Were you ever worried at all? Your car was getting a little bit battered at the end?
Well, that's why I started reversing.
Uh-huh.
Just kept going around in circles.
Do you think there's a future for Sanjay in a kind of rally driving mode?
No.
Not around that little square that little Robbie once crashed the milk floater at him?
No.
It's the thought, that's why I'm a presenter of this show and not an EastEnders scriptwriter. Well, thanks so much for coming on the show today. Best of luck with everything in the future.
Thank you.
You can take back to Albert Square the coveted golden Gamesmaster joystick. The Rolling Stones once famously sang, "You can't always get what you want," which is true. I want Pamela Anderson to leap on set announcing she's going to celebrate their appointment as a Guinness sales rep by marrying me. What I get is today's reviews. First up, shave all your hair off, grab a hammer and smash things up. No, it's not a Millwall home game, it's Trash It.
In Trash It, you take your hammer and smash down the entire level. You then use your vacuum cleaner to suck all the pieces up, and you go around collecting Timmies, who are little men running around the levels. With everything you've collected, you can go to the hammer shop and buy one of over 30 new hammers. With the bigger hammers, you can progress further through the game.
There are 90 hammertastic levels, but of course there's also a battle mode, and in battle mode you basically have up to 4 people using the PlayStation's multi-tap, running around frantically trying to find the bell. The first player to ring the bell is the winner.
It's nice to see an original game every now and then, but Trash It is just nothing special, it's average. And when you've got a PlayStation, you've got a selection of over 100 brilliant games to get, so why not get one of those?
Unfortunately, we can't show you half of the scenes in Phantasmagoria 2, because otherwise your mum and dad will write us nasty complaining letters.
Now, Phantasmagoria 2 has actually got rid of the original 2 characters, got rid of the original plot, and introduced a brand new plot.
It's a point-and-click adventure game with some incredibly complex puzzles later on. The most impressive part are the full-motion video sections with real actors on real movie sets, and it looks really, really impressive.
Now, Phantasmagoria 2 has been rated an 18 certificate, and that's because it is so gory, it's unbelievable. If you thought Phantasmagoria, especially the trowel scene, was gory, that's nothing in comparison. The criticisms that the first one actually received have been improved upon immensely. The plot itself isn't just schlock B-movie horror, and it's bloodier than a vampire convention.
In Cool Borders, you can whiz around on a snowboard like that bloke from Jamiroquai. Unlike him, though, you don't have to be a git.
When I first saw Cool Borders, I was amazed at the actual quality of graphics. Alpine Surfer, which is an arcade machine, hasn't got as good. This is absolutely superb, and to be honest, it well deserves the phrase radical.
Details on everything mentioned in this section, apart from Jamiroquai, can be found on the Gamesmaster webpage. The address will come at the end of the show. Little Tommy Time has suddenly said sayonara, which, as the girls will tell you, is Japanese for goodbye. On next week's show, we have Top of the Pops attractive lady Bear Van Beer on the show. And I'll leave you with this question. If Anthea Turner didn't exist, would it be necessary to invent her? Good night.